Greetings, and welcome to Tinker, Tailor, Solder, Fry, the Let's Try program here on the mighty Loading Ready Run Video Entertainment Network. My name is Ian Horner, and I'll be your navigator through today's proceedings. Today we are joined by Nelson.
Hey, I'm here.
And of course, on the ones and twos, we got Paul.
Ones and also twos.
Yes, and probably, I think, threes through 17s. I'm not sure. I can't remember how many channels there are on that thing, but...
As many as we need.
Oh, that's dangerous. Well, today it's the three of us, and you get to see two of us, and you get to see something new, because, as we said, yeah, Nelson, you're here, and you've got
First
a project.
time Tinker, Tailor, Solder, Fry, so I'm really hoping to win.
I mean, there is kind of a leaderboard. We do count our wins and losses.
Okay.
I don't remember them. I'm sure someone who's in charge of the wiki does, and we've been on a streak of wins very recently. So.
All right. Well, no matter what happens, I'm hoping that I get a lot of encouragement from Chad on this is Nellie's first time. After all.
No, it'll be your first time every time.
Exactly.
But before we get into what we're actually doing here today, I want to remind you that you are the one who is bringing this to yourself. It's a little bit onanist, but hey, we do what we can. Patreon.com/loadingreadyrun is something that helps us out, and it helps you out because you get to continue enjoying what we do here. Of course, you can go over to twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun, store.loadingreadyrun.com, or youtube.com/loadingreadyrun, and those are other options that you can use to give us money, but right now, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Nelson, what do we got on the docket today?
Okay, so here's my tale of woe. I brought in my toaster because it no longer toasts.
It's a Keen Stone.
It's a Keen Stone, which I think was the Amazon recommended toaster at the time that my wife was most recently shopping. Well, second most recently. We have replaced the toaster, so fear not. Nellie's family has not been without toast, but several weeks ago, we had Pop-Tarts, and I think Kendall was like, I don't know, these Pop-Tarts could be better. Like, they're fine. But I was like, well, why don't you throw them in the toaster? She was like, I don't think you can do that. And I was like, why do you think they're called Pop-Tarts?
Yeah.
And she said, because you pop them in your mouth. And I'm like, no, they go in this toaster. But then sure enough, I like push them down the toaster, and then one of them pops out and one of them gets stuck. And so then to try to like release it, I turned the toaster upside down and shook it. And the Pop-Tart came out. But what we think happened after some cursory Googling is that like the sensor that lets the toaster know it's time to release the toast got like a crumb or something in it. And so now that's stuck constantly on thinking it needs to pop the toast out. And so I can't keep the
You can't keep it
the
down.
bars depressed. Yeah, exactly. If we put a piece of bread in, I hold down this toasting on switch on the side, whatever this depressor is called, it just always pops out like that. So that's my toaster Pop-Tart tale of woe. And yeah, I don't know. I figure we take it apart and see if there's more areas we can clean, basically.
I think that's a great idea, yeah.
And chat is backing you up that Pop-Tarts are indeed, I believe that is the pop. Yeah, that is indeed the pop.
The pop of the Pop-Tart.
Popping of the Pop-Tarts, yes.
You said Pope, and I want to hear a Pope tart
A
joke.
Pope-Tart?
I don't have it ready, but I just want asterisk Pope tart.
It's
That's when the gray smoke comes out of your
Yes.
toaster.
It's like a cross between like hot cross buns and Pop-Tarts. It's a special that they do for Easter.
Good news, Catholics! They've elected a new breakfast.
Praise be. The Pop-Tart is dead. Long live the Pop-Tart. Yeah, I feel like Pop-Tarts and I are like Pop-Tarts 1, Nelly 0 so far, but I'm glad to hear the encouragement that like, yes, you should be toasting your Pop-Tart. Not for very long.
Oh yeah, for the recommended time to make them
It's
warm.
like 11 seconds or something
Yeah,
like
not
that.
hot, because if you get them too hot, they're going to scald you, which I've been burned by Pop-Tarts before.
Yeah, it's weird. The stuff in Pop-Tarts, although obviously room temperature and shelf stable, just like reacts to heat like nothing. It's not like a piece of bread.
Favorite Pop-Tart?
I'm just on strawberry. I actually haven't tried all of the flavors of Pop-Tarts. I'm not even a huge Pop-Tart fan. Like, they're fine. I just think if you're going to ingest that much sugar, I would rather be on a slice of chocolate cake.
Agreed, yeah.
Or anything that was made that day, really.
It's not the... It's a kid pleaser, those Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, and I have those, and they have been pleased by them. So, like, there's no Pop-Tarts in my house right now, for example. They have all been consumed.
Well, I
Last
mean,
time we got them.
because you just got a new toaster and you don't want to destroy it.
I don't know if they're still making them, but give the s'more version a try.
Okay, I think my son has had the s'more Pop-Tarts, like at a friend's house or something, and they were quite good.
They've got a difference to the pastry it's closer to a graham cracker and it's more of a pressed than it is a baked. Really nice.
All right. We're gonna try some more Pop-Tarts if we get this toaster working.
Pop-Tarts fall into that area of like certain types of cereal where it's like, this thing is clearly a dessert, but we're gonna all pretend that it's a breakfast food.
Yeah, desserts are just moving their way into breakfast more insipidly with each generation.
It's like you're not allowed to eat chocolate cake for breakfast, but Pop-Tarts are fine.
My first Japanese traditional breakfast was an eye-opener for me when I was 16 because that included bits of hot dog and spaghetti bolognese.
Right.
Cold. Which was weird, but also this is a much better and more rounded food to be eating in the morning than just a straight sugar pop.
Yeah, there's no rules, there's no rhyme or reason to what breakfast is. And so like Paul was just saying that chocolate cake's not around at breakfast, but don't tell me that because I'm all about it. I'll even let my kids have ice cream for breakfast sometimes.
There's a canceled comedian's bit simply about the fact that Dad is great because he gave us chocolate cake.
Right, of course. Yeah, that's how you buy them. I'm not even divorced, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Or canceled yet.
No.
Although I look like and sound like a canceled comedian.
We have plenty of time to work on that.
Exactly. We'll catch up. 345 Tom has asked repeatedly whether the new toaster is 4-slice. And no, it's not. But I just didn't even think of that. And thinking about how much toast my family needs to make in a short amount of time in the morning, I've messed up. And I wouldn't mind if this was 2 units wide. Because we've just got a shift from like 7:35 to like 7:58 that's just rotating the bagels
toaster.
and waffles and toast through the toaster routinely.
Yeah, I think that's...
You are a heavy toast household? You like your toasted...
It's not that we're all eating toast all day. It's just that most of us are usually eating toast at breakfast.
If you're using something that off, like 20 minutes of toast creation every morning, of various types of toast too,
Right.
I would keep your eyes on Facebook open for a restaurant shutting down so you can get one of those industrial ones that just you toss stuff in the top and it slowly moves it down on a conveyor belt into a little thing at the bottom.
The Tim Hortons little tank treads roller of toasted bagels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want that now that you mention it. That would be fun. Okay.
So, here's the thing about toasters is there's a couple different ways. How much do you know about the toasters? You said you did a little...
There's an element here, and there must be a sensor that tells it when to stop, because we think that's what's broken.
That's one of the 2 methods.
Okay.
And yeah, for the longest time, automatic toasters worked using a piece of technology called the bimetallic strip. Are you familiar?
No.
Okay, I'll have to forward you a bunch of Technology Connections videos because he's a big fan, as am I.
Okay.
It's a very simple technology. It's 2 metals that are laminated together.
Okay.
And the idea being that the different metals heat up and expand at different rates so that it forms something that moves. This is how thermostats work in the old ways. It just expands and moves a little piece of glass with mercury in it to complete a circuit.
Right.
In a toaster's case, what it does is you're setting the lever that sets, or the dial that sets the doneness, is setting the tension on that bimetallic strip so that when it gets to a certain temperature, it snaps and removes the electrical connection. And then once it finishes cooling down, it comes back and is able to make another connection again. And that's how it knows when to turn off. It's because it's getting to something in there is getting to a certain temperature.
Okay.
Unfortunately, while this is extremely easy to describe and construct, for purposes of cheapness, a lot of companies have moved over to a different system which uses a chip, most often a 555 timer, which is also incredibly cheap, but cheaper than the bimetallic strip often.
Okay.
And then in that case, turning the dial just sets a counter inside of the toaster,
Right.
which then tells it when to turn on and off.
So if that's the case, these numbers that are supposed to correlate with how much toasted your item that you put in there is really just making a guess because I guess both. I guess the bimetallic strip is also kind of making a guess, but at least the bimetallic strip is correlating the snap with temperature.
Yeah, at least
right?
you're getting it's a temperature as
Right.
opposed to something else. In the chat there, we've got the Sunbeam update
great.
toaster. That's my type of toaster. It doesn't have a depressor on it because it just uses the expansion and contraction of these little nichrome wires
Okay.
to drive the movement. But what it does for the temperature is that it exposes the bimetallic strip via shields to the surface of the bread, so that when the bread gets to a certain radiant temperature, the bimetallic strip reads that temperature off the bread and then shuts it off. So no matter what temperature you put the bread into the toaster, frozen, half warmed up, put in the
Right.
microwave, it's always going to toast to that exact perfect level because it's cooking to temperature rather than to time.
Wow. Okay, that sounds like a better toaster than the one I bought.
They're really great, and they don't make them anymore, and it's infuriating.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's like that line that keeps going around about how in the Matrix movie, like civilization peaked in 1999, and when the movie came out, or even 5 years later or whatever, you're like, really? And then 20 more years pass, and you're like, oh,
yeah, you get to 2020, you realize, oh yeah, no, they were right.
wait,
That was actually pretty good.
help?
There were mini discs, and our phones didn't steal all of our information.
Our phones
It's
didn't
amazing.
rig any elections on us or anything. Okay.
Yeah, let's get into this toaster though.
Sure.
Let's see what's up here.
So, fair warning, I have cleaned it twice, but the nature of the beast, it seems like it just always has more crumbs.
I'm
in
going to
it.
let you drive as much as you like here on this too.
Sure. Okay. Well, so to get in, we have these sort of regular, is it Phillips looking screws? But we have at least one, somewhere there is a triangular screw,
Okay.
I remember. I'm trying to
Let's-
remember which one it was.
Let's get those Phillips out of there
Okay,
first.
sure. Yeah.
Got my-
Do this one. Yeah, yeah.
it's
The
a
one
mini-
that's hidden by the
Ooh,
grease trap.
let's get that
Sorry.
in there. Oh, maybe you can look at the bottom here. So yeah, we've got, ooh, man, we can't zoom as much, but yeah, that is a triangular screw head,
Right.
and it sucks.
Just to keep us from fixing
Yeah,
this at home with
exactly.
the 3 tools that I
Well,
have.
I think more than anything else, keeping the liability from the Keenstone company?
Yeah, Keenstone Company.
All right, let's see what's a good size here for our bits. I'll hand this off to you.
Okay, sure.
You can get started on that. Don't know why I'm handing you tools either.
Oh, you're good.
I'm a little dismayed by the level of plastic in these things, but
Just like how much of it is plastic,
Yeah.
or the quality of the plastic itself?
how much of it is plastic? This
Right.
I would call this good quality plastic because this isn't soft touch. It's
Okay.
not sticking to my fingers right now.
Right. But it is mostly made of plastic.
Ooh. So yeah, I'm going to make some assumptions here based on
Okay.
the fact that this has a defrost, bagel, and cancel buttons. I get the feeling this is going to be a chip-based toaster.
So if it's a chip and not a bimetallic strip, does that affect our prediction on the outcome of being able to fix it?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It just means that where we look for the problem.
All right, these 4
little
Phillips
different.
head screws should pop out now. No? All right.
That's all right. If they're captive, that's still okay.
Okay.
We can get that. Let me find that triangle bit for you here. There it is. Oh wait, maybe see which of these fits better.
I think I can turn with that one, but try this one out. Yeah, this one fits too, so
Yeah,
let's try
go with the
that.
bigger one.
Yeah,
That's all, please.
okay.
And there we go. Oof, tight one.
Okay, this one's not capped.
Okay. Ooh, and
What do you
I
think?
you missed one actually
Oh, really?
too.
Okay.
Yeah. There's
Is there a central?
If
Oh,
I
there's
may,
a far
yeah,
end
right
one.
up
Yeah,
there.
please. Thank you.
look.
Great.
Okay, and that should just maybe lift off then.
A little bit.
There. There we go. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That even the chromed portion is plastic. Okay. Let's flip this back over.
All right.
And maybe let's try and lift this up and move this. There we go.
Oh, we found it. We got a piece of popcorn. That was definitely supposed to be there. There's some webbing around some wires
you know what?
there.
There's going to be an issue here. Is
Okay,
this...
right. This depressor.
Yeah.
It's like.
How is that connected?
So.
Pretty sure popcorn is not a toaster food.
Yeah, I mean, look. If you've been trying to watch all the Nelly streams, recently on Okie, I confess that I've been experimenting with adding things to ice cream that you can't get at Baskin Robbins, like cereal, for example. And you know, my kids might have like taken this as a cue to be like, well, what else about food isn't the establishment teaching us?
Food crimes that you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. I would rather they try a piece of popcorn in the toaster than like a slice of cheese with no bread, you know?
Yeah, that would be good. I'm not sure how to get that lever off the edge there.
Right.
It probably just press fits on, but that's what's getting in our way of opening this thing all the way up.
Okay. Well, I mean, if it's... if we can't see any other path forward, maybe we can like glue it back together after we snap it in half.
The issue is that when you push down on the lever, it doesn't like latch.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah. Okay, there's those. I mean, even if we take the lever off, though, we're still going to be on a pretty short...
Short leash.
Short leash, yeah, in terms of separating the area here with the buttons from the like rest of the working parts attached to the base, because they're on these pretty short wires. So I wonder if we can get somewhere with just holding the depressor down and like taking a look inside here.
Yeah,
Now, like these components are like sticky with grease, so I wonder if just like cleaning those would be good.
definitely a good start.
Yeah, here, let me.
Thank you.
Can I run and get paper towel? I'll be right
Please
back.
go right ahead.
Yeah,
This
I'm
happens a lot.
I'll be right back.
And if I can find a way to get that off by the time you get back, so much the better. Wonder if there's a little release switch at the top. No, there is not. And I can't exactly just yank on it either.
I guess the other question would be, is there any component in there that looks like it's something that would get messed up by turning it upside down and shaking it?
Well, I can see the circuit board in here, and that's it's pretty evident, pretty easy to see what and how this works.
Okay, I brought a wet paper towel, and I can make damp paper towels.
Great.
I don't want them to be soaked. Okay,
How about I hold that for you, and you can do
Sure.
some wipey.
a little wipey.
Does it separate from the bottom piece? Not particularly.
Food crimes. Okay. So, like, this is a part of the toaster that was very close to the part that's malfunctioning. So, like, that might be good news.
Yep. Let's wonder if there's a way we can get that black plastic to release too. But
Like this bit all the way off. Like this pin. Can we see from the other side what's, if we tilt this forward, can we see like what is holding it? Oh, so there's a metal cage kind of on this side of the, I don't know if Chad can see it, but there's like some more metal bits right here stopping the pin from coming all the way up.
yeah, which is what you'd want.
Okay. It's weird though that the black plastic casing does otherwise look sort of free. Yeah, like
It's got a lot of motion to it.
It's got motion. Yeah, exactly.
Is there anything that would seem like the latch that's supposed to be presumably controlled by?
Yeah, I think the latch is like part of one of those black plastic pieces. If not, that whole mechanism might be, latchy. Good old latchy.
The latching. You know what? I think I found the latch. You're not going to like this.
It's deeper than we thought, or what?
It's literally just this this circuit here. It appears that these
Okay.
copper wings
Okay. So
get involved somehow.
yeah. Okay. So at the base of them, can you see any material that looks like it's not supposed to be there because it used to be toast? Hey, I got the Paul chuckle.
Yeah.
Score. It's usually an electromagnet
Yeah,
off
got it.
which
So
says-
it looks
yeah.
like what you got here. If I can somehow get this in a method. Yeah, okay, here we go. Attached to the lever is a black triangular piece of plastic. And
Yeah.
We were able to see that. That may be hard to show, but I'm just going to use this here. See these two, this copper wingy thing here.
Yes, those little copper grooves,
Yeah,
basically.
that is a, at the bottom of it, it comes together much like the groove does.
Okay.
But the groove pushes out the sides of the bottom to make two contacts on either side.
Right.
And that, I think, might be where you're getting the issue. We may not even need to take this apart any further.
Okay.
We just might need to clean those contacts.
So if we can clean those contacts off, maybe we can just reassemble it and
Yeah.
attempt
I'm just going
toast.
to see if this just pops out here, because I think it might. Okay, no, it does not.
And as folks and the people were in the chat were saying,
One of the contacts
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Great.
it wouldn't latch when it's not plugged in anyway, right?
Absolutely, yeah, because
Right.
it's going to be an electromagnet.
Okay. You know what? Do we have maybe some sort of tool? I could see maybe a pen or the screwdriver or like a paintbrush being super helpful.
Yeah,
Let's just
sure.
try. We're gonna freehand making we're
I'm-
gonna improvise a feather duster here.
I'm just hoping that you're going to turn it upside down and a whole Pop-Tart just falls out.
Some from somewhere. Honestly, finding the popcorn was a good enough.
Yeah, that was a surprise. I'll be real with you here, Paul. Okay.
The toaster is not particularly special, but it's a toaster that could work.
Yeah. This isn't Nelson's. If you're just getting here, it's not Nelson's grandmother's toaster. This isn't the Salahub family, toaster of record or heirloom status. This is just Nelson knew that TTSF exists and was like, hey.
Sometimes starved for content.
Well,
Well,
I don't know about that. But no, I think I know that the show exists, and I have this feeling regularly as a dad, and also just a person in society that's like, man, I hate throwing away stuff. Like, period. Like, I hate putting anything in the trash because I'm like, well, this is going to landfill. I know that for many items that we use in our day-to-day life, it's the correct thing to do. But with a toaster and really most appliances, you can't help but feel like, well, wait, could we fix it? There's something wrong with it. Some annoying thing is wrong with it that
Well, it's especially a toaster is, a relatively complex piece of machinery.
right, many hands or machine arms or whatever at least, or both had to go into making
Something's
this thing.
happened.
So it'd be great if we could bring it back to its glory days.
So-
and we only got a few years out of this. We bought it, I don't know, since 2020.
I was smart and did bring some sacrificial bread.
I meant to bring bread and forgot and almost turned around, but it was too late.
Oh,
Okay, we're still popping up. Okay, so this is my experience.
I hear okay. Ooh,
Oh, did you just have to be kind of ginger with it?
I
then? Something's
see a
smoking.
light on it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Something is.
it came out of this side, so maybe there's just a crumb that found its way closer to the element. It was just might have just been a little tiny bit of smoke.
It's unlike most electronics. Smoking is not necessarily bad.
Yeah, exactly.
I think everything's incorrect. I
Just
think
if it's persistent smoking, we don't want that.
Yeah, but
Here, man, why don't we let's slide
let's do
slide the
that.
crumb tray back in on this side.
just in case.
That'll help a little bit.
So, give it a try with your technique.
Okay. Okay. Okay, third time lucky.
Okay, let's just cancel that again.
Okay. All right, we were toasting there for a minute. We've got it on like
Okay, yeah.
4 or 5, right?
So
it's gonna take. Or no, it's only on 2. Okay, so it should be done pretty quick.
I think it's
The
just
latching mechanism does seem to be not well connected, though.
Yeah, I think if anything, what happened is maybe it was just your the latching system maybe got a little bit loose.
Okay.
So I'm able to pretty.
Now the question is
We got it from not working at all to kind of working.
Is it like when it is down? Is it actually heating up and cooking the
Well,
bread?
that I can tell you right away.
Oh, we've got the infrared.
I mean, I can tell you with my hand, it's warm and it is indeed heating up to higher levels. 290. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, when you get over top of the nichrome wire like that, it really doesn't like it.
Okay.
Yeah. Maxing out. But
It's
that
a million degrees inside this toaster?
Well, where it's supposed to be a million degrees, it is.
Okay, great. All right, so if you just alter your technique so that you're a little more firm with it, depressing the button, it'll at least start toasting.
That feels to me the case.
It's on a really low setting right now. It's on 2 out of 6. So I'm eager to find out if it's going to be able to, because if the latch on the bottom is sticky, right, then it might also have a tough time releasing the toast. So I'm glad we're monitoring this test piece, because I think there's a chance it could just turn it to ash and never let go of it, like the evil witch out of some Disney movie. Or Senator Palpatine.
Oh, you want toast, do ya?
I'll give you all the toast you could ever want. Right? Surely children will respect the toaster's latching.
You suggest gentle motions. Yes.
We might take it home and it's Dad's toaster now. It's the one I get to use this one on special occasions.
Yeah, I mean, you could wire it up and use it as a thing for soldering. You could.
Sure. The coils are definitely glowing. Someone asked. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yes.
But Ghost wants me to turn it up to 7.
I see that.
Yeah, you can see the glow. Hey, all right. So it did burn something. There's some bits that are loosened that got burned here, but the toast looks perfect.
I would call that a good looking. Wow, that's a really good color.
It seems way too dark for it to be on 2, though. I wonder if we somehow have accessed
You've overdriven the
Yeah,
toast?
yeah. I don't know if we can get light toast anymore. I wonder.
Take it down to 1.
Okay, let's take it to 1.
See what that does.
Additional sacrificial
Because again,
bread is
remember,
required.
these are that was the end piece, so those always go weird anyway.
Well, that's
We have at least
fair.
1 piece of regular bread.
Okay. I'm bringing this up because, of course, this is already too toasted for my children, right?
Really?
Well, they'd probably eat it if we put enough peanut butter and Nutella on there, but this isn't
Really?
what they want to see.
Oh.
Everybody's got their own standards.
Dang,
and,
you just went for it.
My
I did. I tried to see if after a couple times we could do a more natural press.
My dad bakes bread that is he likes his bread very dense, and so sometimes he'll give me a loaf or whatever, and it's the kind of bread that you gotta put it into the toast, you put it on the highest setting and then you gotta put it down again.
Second time.
It's just got a lot of thermal mass that has to be heated up.
Yeah, we'll give that a bite.
Writer Alaf in chat says this color is perfect, and I agree. For the record, but I know I'm gonna get flack if I can't offer a toaster that's we can very lightly toast.
Unfortunately, you do have that issue of considering other people's tastes rather than dictating them for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what parenting is these days.
I've read many articles along that lines.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so there we go.
Oh yeah, that's ideal. You can barely even tell that this was toasted unless you're holding it.
So they just like warm bread, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and actually, what's funny is I can remember having this exact same conversation with my dad 30 years ago. But I was the kid, and he said, "So you're telling me you just want warm bread?" But he wasn't eating this. My dad was eating something that was several shades of black, because that's what he wanted to put marmalade on.
Full, hard.
Yeah, he
all
wanted
cooked
to
all the way
like
through.
bite into it like it was biting back.
There's some sort of like childhood perception of how much the bread is toasted that changes over time.
Yeah, I mean, you are like when you're a kid, you are more sensitive to hot water and burns and stuff.
Oh, I don't like this at all. Is this how it normally works? That you can just turn it on with nothing in it?
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe we've accessed a new dimension of the toaster, but I can't remember if it would just turn on with nothing in it before.
I mean, I don't know of any sensors that could be in there that would disallow that, but
Right.
huh.
But I mean, it's on one, so assuming we didn't see a bimetallic strip, but we did see some chipboards. So it's got, this dial is a timer. So even if there's no bread in it, if we depress it all the way and let go, it should
stop eventually.
stop in the same amount of time it stopped for the warm bread, right?
Yeah.
That's a good additional safety test. We're through and we're doing a dry run now. But hey, we made toast. Thanks, Ian.
You're quite welcome. I'm glad it was as easy as. I'm glad it was an easy fix and that we did get to the fix.
Okay.
But it would have been nice to tear into it.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you want to just smash it in pieces and find out more about how it works, we can do that now too.
Oh no, that's.
The like victory lap, you fix the object, which was sort of the goal, but then you're like, well, what we were really hoping to do is tinker more. And it's like, well, I did bring the toaster in for content, so I get it.
No, the only other thing I would have thought to do is, I mean, we got the.
I mean, the screws aren't back on yet, so whatever you want, yeah.
No, we got the multimeter out, which would have been necessary if there was any, if it wasn't latching. Yeah, I think it was just in need of a good cleaning in that particular area that it was.
Right, in the area that they prevent you
And
from getting to unless you have the triangular screw.
Yes.
And
Okay, it did stop on its own.
And then putting it upside down somehow, just like a piece fell into a bad spot. Or
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it might have been some sort of straw that broke the camel's back, but I think. So I cleaned off the like black triangular wedge shaped piece, but it was like very dirty. So I feel like that was just slowly accumulating crud. But I think probably it was the turning upside down managed to get a piece into the copper.
Yep. Like even just a sesame seed
connector.
in there would have been enough to keep it from.
Yeah, from doing the connection and thinking that the cycle was over.
Because it needs to go down, and actually you need to make the connection before it will stick. Because as we know, electromagnet.
Right.
And once the circuit is actually completed, then it sticks.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd be curious to to look at say my toaster now, even, having cleaned out the crumb tray, how much heavier the toaster is than when I first bought it.
Right.
Because as we saw there with opening it, there's always going to be crumbs inside.
Yeah, it's a crumb creation device, right? Like the toast or the bread interacts with the various metal pieces of the toaster, and the bread is really good at falling apart.
Well, even just the crumbs themselves, like you get crumbs from regular bread when you're handling it.
Yeah.
The minute you start to make those crumbs easier to come off and then violently move the toast up, that's going to release a lot of not easily held crumb.
Yeah.
But it's that the area where the bread is in no way sealed or kept separate from the rest of the toaster.
No.
I think the popcorn probably wasn't put into the toaster on purpose. It's just that my toaster lives kind of close to my popcorn machine.
It's managed to find its way into the corners when you picked it up and moved it.
Yeah, or I just wasn't noticing when I was making popcorn at one point. Okay, do we want to do anything else with it, or should we put the bolts back on?
I'd suggest we put the bolts back on, to be honest, 'cause there's not really much we can
Okay.
do otherwise.
We've succeeded.
Yeah, do we want to wait a couple seconds
Sure,
for it to cool
it is
down?
pretty warm. Yeah, absolutely.
Why am I doing that when I have this?
Ooh, there you go.
Trust me, this has upped my cooking game immensely.
Well, it's probably really good if you like to,
Celsius, that's why.
if you're trying to perfectly cook meat carefully, right?
Well, even
Or
just
deep frying.
deep frying, cooking meat, but even just knowing, is this pot or this pan, have I heated it up enough?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's just, you just pointed at it and it gives you in a second,
Yeah.
tells you how hot.
Yep.
Yeah, what's the name of that tool?
This is a Vaughan digital infrared thermometer purchased from Princess Auto. Not a sponsor. But you just...
Was this the same device where I just pointed at a person to try to figure out if they have COVID-19? Yeah?
You'll find a laser pointer on it.
Okay. Oh, do I have to? All right. 27.7. Max 36.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, great.
That happens sometimes.
Oh, you need to hold the...
I'll go to like the dentist and
35.5.
they have
Okay.
those, and then they'll point it at you and like, it says you're dead. So I'm just assuming we got that wrong.
Nice.
But yeah, just super useful for making sure that a temperature is where you want it to be without having to touch or get close.
And so tell me what we would have used the multimeter for.
That would have been used probably, first of all, to check continuity between the different parts.
Okay.
Going straight in from the... Let's unplug that too.
Sure.
But yeah, going from the plug and then going all the way around to make sure that there is that there's no breaks in the wires.
Oh, okay.
And then we would be holding it down and probing it. But the addition of that electromagnet makes that a little bit more difficult for that to be a useful tool too much.
Okay.
At which point we'd switch it over to voltage mode and start looking at, voltage mode and looking at, okay, when is it getting voltage? Where is it coming through? Where is the breaking occurring?
Okay, so in this case, we'd be trying to find a spot where like a circuit had stopped working, like there's some sort of physical interruption.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so we're sending the electrons down to see if they make it all the way through to the next point.
Yeah.
Okay,
Unfortunately,
cool.
the multimeter doesn't. It's not a magic device. It's not going to tell you if there's logic on a circuit or if it's fluctuating all that much in a useful way. It's
Okay.
one of the reasons I like the old needle-based multimeters is that you could check sweep that way of voltages
Okay.
a little bit easier. But it will tell you if the part is receiving power and how much power it's receiving, which can also be another problem.
To be
Right,
honest,
okay.
those little like the little dial on the front of those multimeters, they always have so many different settings on it. I wouldn't be surprised if toast was actually just one of the settings that you could set the multimeter to.
Bagel is on there.
Yeah.
If you get one of the multimeters with the temperature probe, absolutely.
Nice.
The other piece of tool that I'd like to get, and I haven't put the time or money into purchasing, is a infrared camera.
Okay.
And those are, probably less useful for a toaster because everything is going to get very hot.
Right.
But when you're dealing with troubleshooting electronic boards, oftentimes what will happen when a part gets shorted is it will receive more power than it's supposed to and will therefore get very hot. And so you can use the infrared camera to look at your motherboard and say, that's extremely hot, nothing else is, that's where the problem is.
Plus, I'm sure we could think of like at least a couple of crap shots that like hinge on using this infrared camera to like expose your coworkers for some sort of behavior that's funny,
I
right?
am sure there are so many Predator parodies and,
Yeah,
and homages that
exactly.
we can make.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get this
Okay.
this thing buttoned up, I think.
Maybe it's
If it's
chill
cool
enough
to
now.
the touch.
yeah, it's close to.
Get your bits out here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and you'll need the driver. Yeah, let's
All
start
right,
with
we've
that.
got- Right, we've got 5 Phillips, and I think this is the triangle one. Yeah. Okay. Let's
we
do this
go.
triangular one.
So
Okay.
it's just the one triangular.
Yep. They just kept one pin here, holding the whole bottom part down, hidden underneath the crumb tray, in order to make you buy another tool or throw your toaster out, or I don't know, contact Keystone so they can tell you to throw your toaster in the garbage. Meanwhile, all it takes is having a job at Loading Ready Run and access to Ian Horner's
screwdrivers.
contact in order to fix your toaster.
I mean, I will say this, and I will provide you with a link. This particular screwdriver set,
Yeah.
less than $30 and has been one of the best investments I've made.
Nice.
Just because of how many odd security type bits that it has in it.
I only found out like recently as an adult, but like, I would say more than halfway into my building IKEA furniture career, that IKEA tends to use like a proprietary screw that is almost a Phillips. Like if you've ever been like putting a bunch of IKEA furniture together and you're like, They just keep stripping so fast. It turns out it's because it's not actually a Phillips head screw.
It's a hex.
It's close though. It looks like it or something, but it's like got the, I don't know, the angled walls. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's like Cross versus Phillips or something.
Posidrive. Yeah.
Oh, Posidrive is a different one there yet too.
Yeah, I think that might be the one I'm talking
But
about.
yeah, for most of my IKEA work, I find this particular little hex bit works
Okay.
just fine.
Right. Okay. So that is for their like Allen key stuff, right? Okay. So, yeah, that is. They also definitely use plenty of those. Okay. This goes here. Okay. Thank you so much, Ian.
Quite welcome. And anytime you got something you want to bring on the show and either show off or fix or break in its own special way, always welcome.
Do we have time for one more? How are we doing?
I think we absolutely have time for one more.
Because I did bring another thing.
Oh, did you?
Because I thought, what if, like, asking Ian about the toaster went so well, what if there's time for also fixing my coffee grinder?
Oh man, what have you done to that?
So I've just ground a lot of coffee with it. I've tried to clean it up again. It's a pretty simple device from the user's point of view.
Yeah.
Bean go in here, bean come out here, and then somehow magically in the middle, bean get turned into dust.
Big groundio.
And like this controls how much bean come out.
Yep.
Like it's just a
That's gonna be
volume.
a timer again.
Yeah, it's
This
just a
is-
timer, and then this button here turns it on. But we just press the button so many times that the button is like fallen into the like
Oof.
cavity here. So you can sort of see the corner of where the button is, and you can also start to see the circuit boards and stuff, and you can see kind of like the internal actual button, like the thing that you're pressing, but the like part that your finger's supposed to hit has come loose.
To the side.
Yeah, exactly. So I have not tried to take this thing apart at all. I'm not sure that it was intended to ever get taken apart. And there's obviously certainly a fair bit of still coffie residue
Oh,
inside.
yeah.
So
But we've got to clean up this this table bit here anyway. So why
yeah.
don't we? Yeah.
So yeah, if you feel like I'm not
Now-
even certain that we can start taking this apart except by hitting with a hammer, but I'll let you take a look at it.
Thank you.
Now, do you have you like the toaster? Have you already replaced this one?
No, this just happened yesterday, and I went to the parsonage and asked for a bag of ground beans today.
Oh.
After trying to make a packet of ground beans that had come, like we had some ground up coffee beans in my pantry that were like a Christmas present or something, and pretty old, and I took like half a sip and was like, well, I'm not having coffee until after I drop the kids off at school today. And then I got myself a cappuccino and a new bag of beans that were already ground.
I'm getting the impression that breakfasts are a very active time in your household.
Definitely.
There's
That
a lot of electronics are getting a lot of use during breakfast time.
It's your
For
burr
sure.
grinder there.
Nice. Okay, it is a burr grinder. That's what I thought, but I wasn't positive, to be honest, because it was so long ago since I did any research and bought this machine.
That's when the beans are very cold.
I say did any research. It's my wife about that. She did all the
She does the
Googling.
research.
Although, I mean, I hung out with Serge a bunch. That counts as research, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. You know what? This doesn't want to be taken apart.
Right. Yeah, I was worried about that.
Is it like hiding under stickers or something?
I feel like maybe the way that's designed is possibly just all glued in together there.
Well, I think what's going on here is it's press fit. Like I think
Okay.
if we were to get a spudger in there, we'd be able to somehow lift the internal
Like,
section out.
Lever it out a little bit.
But
yeah, okay.
even then, that's
Would be maybe like under those little feet.
Oh yeah, someone suggested maybe the screws are.
that was the first thing I checked, and no, they're just full of liquid
Oh, okay.
of unknown origin.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. What I want is a big old butter knife.
Hilariously, one of the tools I do have back at home. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if we've got anything spudger-like in my. In
Well,
my
we've got a
cabinet.
butter knife in the kitchen. What do you think?
If you're game, let's do it.
Yeah, let's try it. It's not currently grinding coffee, so.
No. If anyone wants to check online if there was a specific way to do this. This is a Krups GVX2. GVX2.
Krups.
Krups.
It is also very very excited about democracy.
Are they?
I don't know. It voted apparently.
Oh yes. Good lord.
Is that just a solid block of
Coffee?
coffee grounds?
I think it is. There may be other issues here with the. Oh no, that does form a hole eventually. And the on button is way inside there.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Let's see. Ah, okay.
Chat has searched out some disassembly videos.
A disassembly video. Like
Okay.
10 seconds of disassembly, and yeah, they pry it apart. Great. Well, that's.
Thanks, chat.
Don't like it, but that's how we gotta do it. Let's get that in somewhere safe. There we go.
This is rad. It's almost Canadian Thanksgiving, and Ian is carving.
Okay. Thanks,
Yeah, no worries.
Paul. Do you think you're able to? Oh, there's a self repair guide in the chat there as well.
Okay.
If that has
you, Corvus.
anything we can use in it. Because it's just going in. I don't feel anything particularly releasing just yet. So that.
Can we just can we try pushing from this side, maybe?
That's what I'm thinking here.
Okay.
Actually, from the frontal bits.
Everyone received their tetanus booster. Not super recently. Dedicated flathead might work as a spudger.
Yeah, we need a secondary. Yeah.
So the self-repair guide and safety instructions consists of 2 pages, neither of which actually have the instructions. They just have all the stuff to do to prepare for the instructions.
Great.
It does have a section for during repair. Note, carry out the repair alone. Do not work on repairs with several people.
Wow.
Are you
Okay.
serious?
They just want to make sure that you die by yourself if you're going to get electrocuted or cut in half by this.
Do not share the secrets of this repair with other alchemists.
Yeah, that's like the opposite of. It's like, the IKEA things where it's like, get a friend to help you, and it's got like 2 little dudes. This is one where it's like, make sure you do this secretly.
Oop.
Take your friends away.
Yeah. Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Something's happening.
No, that's not till Saturday. Or a couple Saturdays or something. Yeah, it's not even this Saturday. We can't have a thing happen for weeks.
But I can get that in there. Good, good. So that. I don't even know if I'm doing this in the correct direction yet or not, but. Okay. Well, that just comes out that way, I guess. Let's do the same thing here.
Alright, I like the plan though.
There we go. And then let's get that one in there. Walk that around here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, that housing is loose.
Got some movement.
Yeah.
I feel like the self-repair guide is supposed to have the actual instructions in it, but it just has like, get ready. Here are the things. Make sure you consult the tools necessary for repair section, which is not in here.
Well, we got a little slice of the plastic out.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I like this one.
No.
No, damn. I was hopeful for that. Yeah. It's like, what if this, because it's so wide, right? Like, it's like the unit is wrapped tightly around the like exterior housing, or vice versa. But
4 sheath plastic tabs. Apply firm pressure to the inside of the grinder where the ground hopper usually sits. While doing this, pry with a thin flathead screwdriver the space between the inside and outside of the housing. Identification with by the manufacturing marks on the edge of the housing. So we're doing the right thing here. Before anything else, I'm actually going to see about taking this side knob off here too, because I think that might be getting in our way.
okay, great. Didn't need that anyway.
Oh, I'll put it back.
The whole dark coffee thing is like a scam.
Slowly coming up. Need to...
Keep spudging.
There we go.
Oh.
That's how it goes.
Actually, taking the knob off, I feel like has helped in giving it a little bit more wiggle room down here or something.
Yep.
Nelson, you're currently muted.
There it is.
Movement. Okay.
That's where the pop is. Everybody movement.
Take that. All right, now we get to find out
Okay.
exactly how little my cleaning the outside of this thing efforts were.
Nelson, your mic is muted.
Oh no.
Sorry, I muted to go get the original spudger, and then I spoke so much.
The OG spudger.
We keep our spudgers in a room that have other LRR employees that we're talking about stuff.
Thank goodness that just comes off with a little pop. And then the bottom comes off with a little, what should pop too? Yep, sure does. Okay, there we go. So we can at least get your button back in place.
Incredible. Now, is the button broken? Someone in chat early on was like trying to say that you might need to know it. Right. So there's this plastic bit that's actually supposed to be, can you see that?
On the top of it.
Yeah, it's hard. It's just right here. So here's the face of the button that you see. Oh yeah, sorry, Paul. There we go, closer to me. Here's the face of the button, and then on the top right here, it's gonna have a connection somewhere, probably to this housing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this looks like it's snapped off of some plastic form.
It snapped right off of that piece
You can
right
see
there.
it? Okay,
Yep.
all right. I can't quite tell. Yeah.
That button literally is attached in such a way that it's just held in. The plastic is supposed to flex,
Right.
which means that it's going to eventually fail.
Oh,
So is
I
the-
see. This thing's not on a joint. It's just this.
The action of the button
Arm.
is just flexing.
Great. There's all these pieces that are so well constructed, and this thing is like really heavy and grinds the coffee really well, and falls apart and needs to be replaced after enough stress on this line of polymer that's like a quarter of an inch.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No,
Can you
thankfully.
just, yeah, so if you take that out, could you just push the little
Great
plunger on the
question. It's a little
inside?
actuator or whatever. It's probably right. That thing right there.
Yep. So if we take
Sorry.
that, yeah, that's that's all
That
right.
was right. That was the right thing to do. Yeah.
And then it's about there.
Okay, and then I don't know if I can feel it actually. Wait, let's. Oh yeah, it's on. No, it's on the.
It's right in the center. There.
It is on the right. Yeah, it should be this little black thing, right?
Yep. And it should just click when
Okay.
you push it. There you go.
Oh, okay, we did it, didn't it? Okay. Great. Okay. So
So you need like a
we
little,
probably don't want to put this back in.
May I see that?
I don't know. Maybe.
I would put it back in
You would?
personally.
Okay, all right. Because
But
it's
that's-
a bit inconvenient to touch the little it's
Yeah.
it's pretty small and it's kind of deep in there.
you'll have like the official like coffee grinding poker stick.
Yeah, it's like
Right
this is
beside.
my pen for grinding coffee. No one take this pen away from the coffee
You
grinder.
know what I'm
right?
going to do is I'm going to fix it in a way that should work for a while.
My apologies for how awake you're going to be from touching coffee grounds so much here, Ian. You got plans after this, right?
Oh.
You're partying. It's Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thursday night, and I can't stop.
that's right.
Replacement button set is about $9 USD.
Ooh,
That's almost nothing.
that is almost.
But you know what's nothing? is a big old piece of duct tape.
This piece of duct tape that we just grabbed, stole from work, really.
Oh no no no.
Oh, this is your personal
This,
duct tape.
this is a work. This is a work function here.
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's see if that's just enough to hold it in place.
Product currently available for delivery in California and Minnesota.
I'm sure we could get someone to mule a button assembly up from the States if we absolutely wanted to get one.
I mean, I'll be at MagicCon in like 3 weeks, so maybe I could just get it delivered to the hotel or something.
Absolutely, I'm sure you could. Okay, let's see if this works.
It's true. This would be something that could be 3D printed, probably as well.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
fair.
Well, yeah. I'd like to design, if I were to design this properly such that it wouldn't fail, I would like to.
Those tabs probably
Yeah.
get in that hole there.
They absolutely do. But I just want to make sure everything's lined up nicely and properly. Because that holds the board in place. And then. Yeah. Yeah, that button does not like that.
It's not happy about the duct tape or just the placement, you think?
Just the whole situation.
Right. It's not a happy button. That I mean,
'Cause
that is
It wants to be in exactly the right place
Right.
to push that thing down. And the duct tape does not hold it in exactly the right place.
okay.
So I would suggest, if you're not going to, well, even if you are going to replace the button later, just run it without the button in place,
Okay.
and just snake your finger in there and just
Yeah. Touch the little black
touch
thing.
the micro switch directly.
Okay.
I mean, do we want to like test to see if that actually works?
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's make an even bigger mess.
Awesome.
All right,
So-
hands away from any exposed wires.
Well, we need this thing in to make sure it's working, right? Because this is part of the bird, right? No, we can just try it
Yep,
without.
we can just, because this is just going to run the motor
Okay.
for us.
Let's find out.
We might
Nothing
need
yet.
it in there because there might be a fail safe on it.
Possibly.
And that. Oh yeah,
Or-
because it's in locked mode.
Okay.
So we need to get it in, get it locked.
Right. There's
we
a
go.
safety switch on the lid.
And there's a safety.
Oh, right. Sorry. It won't run unless the both the outside parts
Oh.
are connected.
Oh,
There's also a failsafe down here.
We can fix that.
Right. Sorry, these two parts both normally
need to be in?
Okay, let's try it.
Hit that button. Interesting.
Oh, a light came on
Where's the?
right there. It's like a little blue light. Sorry, my thumb's so
Yeah.
fat.
It's not on right now. Okay. What else could be causing you to be upset?
I wonder if there's another safety switch on the housing or something, or if there's some part of it that needs to be.
Is there like an overall
Tight,
on-off
I think.
switch?
No, it's the button, but
The knob, maybe?
I think that the knob is my next guess, but
oh, this guy's possibly on 0
that might be it too.
because the dose needs to be at a high enough level to want it to run at all. Timer.
Okay, this is where the multimeter comes in handy now.
Okay.
There's no major switch to it, right?
Like a big on-off button for the whole
Yeah.
unit. No, it doesn't have one of those that I know of. Yeah.
Where does the safety? It's right there. Yep, that's okay. So that and that. No, nothing.
Is
Or
this
you-
working? Yeah. Is it spinning the internal
is, yeah.
file? Okay. All right. All right. Huh.
Oh,
What do you see?
I don't think that this area is supposed to be as, I want to say,
Burny looking?
Black as it is, yeah.
Okay.
That
Maybe my button falling in problem isn't the only of my concerns.
it could be. Oh, and you've got a lot of don't want to touch things here with it plugged in, but your coils are looking mighty
Also looking pretty black back
brown
there, hey?
yeah.
Huh. Okay.
But let's just check some continuity here quickly.
It's that. Is it burnt or is it coffee?
Is it burnt or is
That's
it coffee?
that's just a delicate patina of coffee aroma you see there. Yeah, those wires are supposed to look like that.
And if you go to Starbucks, the answer is yes.
Yes. It's supposed to taste like that.
Yes, please do unplug.
Okay, let's unplug.
I remember Serge was talking about that when he was working at Fernwood in their roastery for a while, and that he would be just vibrating by the end of the day with just the contact on the coffee grounds.
That was
Yeah,
enough.
for sure. You will absorb caffeine by touching coffee. Like it will get
Love that to know that.
a bit of the drug will get through to you
Okay.
through your skin.
Can you go ahead and push down on the top just to make sure it's... Because I feel like that... Well, wait a second. Release. Push. Release. Huh. I feel like that should be... maybe that switch is broken.
Usually it's like the top one takes a second before it, like, you firmly get it in, but then the bottom one also you have to like jiggle.
Really
like,
jiggle
there's
it. There's the two. Okay.
You're saying the bin has to be in as well, right?
Yeah, both the like,
Yeah, but the continuity
input and output of coffee containers need to be closed.
wasn't... Why am I doing that? Why am I not using the motorized version?
You already showed off your cool motor once, and then you just wanted to turn your wrist a little bit.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the switch. Let's see here. Get my continuity meters into there and there. Could you use a screwdriver to push down the switch there, please?
This little white guy here.
Okay. So the switch is working fine.
Okay.
That's good to know.
Okay.
Let's also clean that out there. How does that work?
Yeah, it's like this container cap depresses something, right? Like it closes the switch somehow, but it's hard to clean this area like this.
I'm just going to check some resistance levels just to make sure that the resistors aren't burnt out. Okay, well, it is resisted, and current does pass through.
It's giving resistance.
Which is a good thing,
Absolutely.
Ooh, hey.
Yeah. What else do you see?
think-
Another burning
Oh,
spot?
no. This isn't the Bernie bit. I think
Okay.
this is more of an Obama? No.
Thanks.
I'm pretty sure that this is the 555 chip, which is the timer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing you'll see in in the toaster.
Yep. Oh,
Coffee
whoa.
grinder and a toaster are basically the same thing.
Yeah, it seems not ideal, right?
Where did that come from?
Where did that come from? So this bit just kind of popped off of something. It looks like a nail.
That's
It's like
What?
the end of a rod.
Yep.
what were you trying to? Was that in the coffee beans that you were grinding?
Yeah, well, this is my blend,
I think that attaches here to the top switch.
I'm 98%
Goodbye.
Arabica beans from Ethiopia, but 2% plastic rod.
Oh yeah, that's exactly where that goes. It's just up here. That's what actually goes down and depresses the switch.
Okay.
fails in that particular fail-safe.
Okay, so the failsafe connected to the whole coffee beans container up in the top is maybe just toast.
You know what? Actually, I'm just looking at this here. Yeah, this looks broken on the end, and that might be why it's having an issue connecting. But that still wouldn't explain the rest of it being an
Right.
issue. Do you want to just try defeating this?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's remember that that's what we're doing.
Okay.
Do I have a... Yes, I do have wire cutters.
So you're disabling this failsafe?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're gonna permanently have this thing in fire mode. We're sending this coffee grinder to the front lines.
Go. Strip one of those. Strip the other.
Look, my youngest child is going to turn 7 next month, so if by this point they haven't figured out not to put their hands directly into the coffee grinder while it's turned on, I've failed, and I need to live with my punishment, whether they mess themselves up or not.
I need to get better at stripping wire without ruining it. Which apparently is impossible for me.
Oh, that's fine. This is the playground.
One sec. Let's try with a piece of knife instead.
I do like the they always have those in movies and stuff. There's always the like, oh my god, the failsafe is activated. We're trapped inside. You go, that's literally the opposite of what that means. Failsafe doesn't just mean the thing that happens when everything messes up. It has an actual meaning. Otherwise, it's not a failsafe. That's just it breaking.
Yep. So this is absolutely a point of failure here unless we want to solder it up.
Okay.
You know what? Let's...
Should we solder it up?
Yeah, we got our time. We got our equipment. Whoa. And I did bring
We've
some
tinkered. We haven't fried, but we've toasted.
Yes, that
So
counts.
we made this piece of toast, and we each even had a bite of it. It was yummy. So now if we solder, then all we have to do is...
Tailor.
Yeah,
Which will happen later.
Okay, perfect.
All in one episode.
That's right.
Okay, let's just... Come on.
Still warming up.
Nope.
Okay.
Should be hot enough.
Wow, that was quick.
Good soldering irons are a good investment if you do any amount of it. Come on. Get in the wire. Okay, and that'll just keep it from separating while in use.
Okay.
And we can just use some of that duct tape to cover it over. Rated.
So the premise here is that that switch was not able to be depressed anymore because it had that it was broken. So that's why it wasn't activating.
That's a potential, yeah.
Yeah, we're not... obviously, that wasn't the only problem. Like, I came in with the diagnosis of button fall into machine, can't push on.
Right.
But possibly this was also an issue. I think what happened was that rod broke, but it had kind of nowhere to go. So if I was just, like, jiggling this hard enough or slamming it on the top hard enough, I could still get the fail-safe or the safety switch to turn off.
You definitely had to go pretty hard on it. Though.
Yeah, I was used to like slamming this thing down and then pushing the button and then getting my coffee grounds and then not thinking about it for the rest of my day. But all this time, my poor little coffee grinder had a broken part.
Potentially.
Right, potentially.
So why is it not working now? You know what I'm going to do here quickly is I'm going to check your thermal fuse.
Okay, fun.
That's what this guy back here is.
Okay, yeah.
And it's the one that
Looks
will...
like a thermometer, kind of.
A little bit. Okay, let's get in there. And get in there. That's fine. Okay.
Okay.
So your fuse is good.
Okay. Now, is there another safety switch down here that we can see? Because I had been under the impression there was.
There absolutely is down there.
Right.
Yes.
Because you don't want to like spill coffee grounds into the rest of the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Who would want to work where there's coffee grounds all over the counter?
Let's get that circuit board off there then.
So somewhere there should be.
So
A second
this is the
safety.
switch right there.
Okay. So is this one also being faulty?
I'm gonna probe, and
Okay.
I want you to
Yes.
hold up. Why does it go like that?
Great question.
Too many points of failure. Okay, there we go. And that goes on. What is that for? It's literally just there to be a dedent for you,
Oh, okay.
to give you something physical that you can feel when you're turning the.
It's right. It's a user experience, haptic response.
Yeah, yes.
Right. Yeah. It's just there for me.
Okay.
Make me feel like it's work to turn the cog when really there doesn't need to be any resistance there at all.
So that should be good. Am I able to pierce you? Yep, good. Okay. Can you reach up underneath and push the button in just a second?
Oh, let me know when.
Yeah. Go for it. Let go. Push it. Okay, so that switch is working fine.
Now, yeah, this is the thing that pushes the switch. So should we try it again with
It in? Yeah,
the,
just push it in
actual
and
tool? Yeah, sorry.
I can get a quick read on that. There. Okay, push it in.
All right.
Okay,
Okay, so that does seem to be working.
push it back in then.
Okay.
So we are.
Oh, there we go. It's close. Like it's.
Okay, so it's in there.
I think it has an easier time when the housing's on, maybe.
Definitely.
Okay.
But let's now make sure, because we know that that's locked in.
Okay.
So that should be able to.
It's whirring.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's. Do you want to just defeat that as well? And
Sure. Well, like, do we think that this is a problem, or do we think that this switch can just like this thing's going to handle it, or
well,
like is this
let's do.
an issue? I don't know if it needs defeating. I'm just wondering if there's another problem, or yeah, another issue that needs to be solved.
So the switch is definitely what's keeping it from
Okay, great.
turning
All right.
on.
Okay, I think if I just keep that in mind and I just jiggle this thing, that's fine. I don't think we need to tear that that one out.
But we know that we can if
Exactly.
you need to in the future.
Okay. Yeah. Also, so we're gonna just tap this with our finger or a pen once we put this housing back on. After we take it, like when next time I want to grind coffee. But I think I'll look into that $9 American replacement button. And then there's no special tools that need to be done with this. It's just reading up on how to spudge this thing off,
Yeah,
right?
which is gonna get violent with it and just
Yeah,
move it.
exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've seen it once, so. at
And then
least-
once you do get the button, the key is going to be, you're going to unscrew that, and I think
Right.
that's where you screw the new button in
all the
place.
assembly for the new button.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Great.
That's
Well,
awesome.
let's button you back up here then.
Okay, great.
Am we unplugged? No, we are not unplugged.
Okay. Here, this can come out because it's just kind of in the way right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, this rod we don't need anymore.
Nope. No longer a going concern.
Well, I'm going to take these parts home. These are my trophies, unless you wanted one of them.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, no,
Okay,
those
all
are
right.
yours
Okay, great.
to enjoy.
Okay.
Where did those screws come from?
Probably this machine, right? Like long before we started spudging, we take them out? No?
I don't think there were any
don't remember.
screws involved.
No.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Are these on my toaster?
Those, right, those were the screws we used for the switch up top.
Oh, right.
So that's okay. So those are your trophies, yes.
The more trophies. Okay. I've got this rod, I've got 2 screws, and I've got this safety switch that we've killed.
Yeah, the switch is still useful. You can still use it if you want to.
If I want to put a safety switch on something else, yeah.
Micro switches are cool.
It's 9 p.m. The Nintendo Switch turns off because of this safety switch that I've attached to a timer.
Okay, so this one comes up first. Or goes on
first?
Yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, let's get that out there so it'll make it easier to put back on as well.
All right.
And we'll just turn that all the way to that side. Yep, because that's how you want it. Because that lines up with the 2. Great. Actually, you know what? Let's take that off as well. No, it doesn't come off. Yes, it does.
Okay.
Those 2 up top first. There we go. And then the bottom part connects into itself, to its own slots.
Oh, we lost a little ring and a spring.
Uh-oh.
Something.
I know where that goes in there.
Like this?
Yes.
All right.
Again, for the D-dent,
Oh, right. Okay, great.
for your haptic feedback.
Yeah, we need this to feel like we're turning some, complex stone machine made by dwarves.
This is these things do get dirty on the inside, don't they?
Oh yeah. That's all I brought. The breakfast devices are just, the whole thing is a crumb tray.
And it just slides into place. So remember, when you're
firmly
taking
as possible.
when you're taking it apart, here, 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 and here are where
you're prying away.
Yeah, that's where you're going to need to pry.
Okay. Putting it back on, not so hard, hey?
Not as much. Nope.
It just goes right there.
Yeah. Where'd the spring go?
Oh no, the spring.
I mean, it's not a necessary piece.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it'd be nice.
I'd be proud of us, but also it's a very tiny spring. The spring's probably just inside the thing, so maybe I'll get it next time.
Yeah.
That's fine. Just put the cover back
I'll
on.
put the plastic in,
Yeah.
and then you can put that back on there.
I don't know if it matters.
Ooh,
where it was.
actually, it
tell?
might matter.
Might
Yeah,
matter.
we're as fine as possible. Yeah, just so you know where in
Okay.
the, and then line that up with the
Now,
fine
how
side.
did you do just that? Sorry, as fine as like all the way down here. What do you think?
Wherever you think it goes.
Okay.
So yeah, that turns your top here,
Okay.
and then once you get to the top, you can, or the bottom, you continue turning it clockwise to unlock it,
Unlock it. Okay.
and then it goes back in, and you
Which
take it all the way over.
which we did, but probably isn't required actually for the next piece of the repair. Like after I get a new button.
No.
Yeah. All right. Maybe
You know what?
Yeah, you're gonna adjust it.
You'll figure out. You'll figure out how it works.
Sure. That's our maxim here on Tinker Tailor's
Yes.
Solder Fry.
We will eventually figure
We'll
out.
figure out how it
it
works. Eventually.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
you know what?
well, once again, thank you so much, Ian.
Hey, you're welcome. I'm glad we got 2 out of the way here
Yeah.
without too much effort.
Morning Nelson, who's eating toast and drinking coffee, is going to be so proud of you.
I am so happy for you and your new your new old life.
Yes.
But I have filthy hands. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a short break, swap our fluids, stretch our legs, get up, do what you need to do, and come back in a few minutes because we'll run some ads, and there'll be more Tinker Tailor Solder Fry in just a few minutes. Don't go all the way away. Welcome back to Tinker Tailor Solder Fry here on the mighty Loading Ready Run Video Entertainment Network. I remain Ian, and we have a Nelson.
I'm here, and now my toaster works.
And of course, we got Paul in the crystal gondola taking care of the ones and twos.
My toaster also works.
Same! Everyone's got a working toaster.
The staple gun wants to be part of the conversation.
It really does.
Yeah.
So this I found about a month ago at the local thrift shop,
Yep.
and picked it up because I needed a staple gun. I didn't realize that I did because I have a project for it. But keeping the packaging because I love the typography on this. Just beautiful, well kerned Helvetica in yellow on black is just.
Yeah, graphic design really is someone's passion at this staple gun company.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's solid.
It's Swingline, which is also like the famous staplers, like the regular office staplers.
Okay. So yeah, they've got their reputation on the line making the staple gun.
They
sharing
know
it with us.
staples.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the purpose of this is because I got these things. These are arms from my. Make sure that can is definitely yes. Human scale chair at home. Because if you recall the human scale saga with Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry, that started with me buying a used chair and then getting the components from Human Scale to fix that chair, and them liking that stream enough that they decided to give us all chairs.
Oh wow, I didn't know that was the story behind that. That's incredible.
And so yeah, now I'm back again, fixing the chair a third time. But this time it's my lovely gel armrests, which feel fantastic. They just supple and soft.
That is nice.
But they do crack. They end up getting a bit looking nasty, and the gel underneath is a bit sticky, and so that can end up on a on your elbows or on your sweater or whatnot.
Okay.
And so I thought, hey, can I make these okay again? Can I make these work? Can I just coat them in my own leather? And then Heather, thankfully, had a bunch of
Not Ian's own leather. He's still using that. To be clear, some leather that he owns. It's Halloween month, but we're not harvesting any leather from any people
not
tonight.
this time.
All right.
But Heather had a bunch of leather that she was left over from her projects that she wasn't using, and I thought this would be perfect
Nice.
for this sort of thing. So I'm going to try rewrapping these in leather and stapling them down and see how it works.
Yeah, I feel like the standard solution to this is duct tape.
Right. Yeah, that's what you're used to seeing on the gamer chairs.
But then it looks like duct tape, and then it starts peeling up as well.
Yeah, you just have to keep doing it. I mean, you might have to do this again in a few years, but it's going to look way better and feel way nicer than the duct tape.
Well, I mean,
solution.
if as long as it holds, I might not need to do this again because the leather should stay. Because this is proper, real leather. This is
Right, and this is just like some sort of pleather coating above
Sort of
the
vinyl
gel.
something, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
just-
So I mean, if I absolutely want to, I can just purchase just these armrests as well. But like I said, if we can fix them ourselves, so much the better. So I guess we're going to start by examining what the leather is that we've got here, because I haven't taken it out of its bag yet. And I think we absolutely have enough for this project.
Looks like enough, yeah.
It's just a question of how to apply it to best make use of said leather. And I think what I'm going to do is actually,
Well, it's got that sort of slight jelly bean shape to it.
Right, so maybe you need a slightly deeper cut at the point or something?
We're going to want to have lots of room to stretch, and we can always trim later.
Right, I guess you can get away with a lot of, because of the sort of stretchability of the leather.
Right.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow this line down here around the edge, and let's. We brought out.
Do you have the cutting tool that you want out already? Okay.
I
Ooh,
have.
Nice.
Yeah, we do some leather work here. It's been a while, but realized I've got the tools, so why not make use of them? Okay, so let's take that out there.
When you were talking about the staple gun box earlier, I thought you said AI needs staple gun. And I was like, oh God, this stream is taking a dark turn already.
AI needs staple gun.
Yeah.
Staple gun to keep people in line.
That's right.
So, this is my first time wrapping anything like this, and so I think it's going to be. Oh, this leather has good stretch to it.
Can the sort of bottom of the handle be separated from the rest, or
No, this is all one piece. And so I'm not even sure how well the staples are going to hold in this rubber, but I think if we get enough of them, it's going to be okay.
That's been my experience with doing the same sort of thing on reupholstering. We're not reupholstering, but just covering furniture.
It's a form of reupholstering.
Right, exactly. So like I've done it once and watched my family do it one other time, and it's just like, yeah, you put more staples in than you think you're going to put in when you start the project.
And just touching it here, I think this edge here is a bit, well, maybe that's as hard as I want, because when you get down here, that's very hard plastic.
Right, okay.
But
You might have a bit of give there.
Yeah.
Okay.
The nice thing is, because
yeah,
human
the
scale,
edge, the border has a bit more give. Yeah.
yeah, so we want to get all the way inside for where we're going to actually staple then.
Okay.
Ooh, hey, made in Italy.
There you go.
But what was it I was going to say is if you look around the edge here, you'll notice that there is a recessed and then a flat bit, because that's where the plastic on the arms from the underside comes up and covers. So there'll be a little bit of forgiveness in terms of hiding that ragged edge underneath as well.
Okay.
So I think we'll be okay. You might try gluing it too. Linux, I think that's also a, that's not a bad idea. I
Can
think
you use the staples as sort of reinforcement and then use the glue as well?
I think you use the glue first to get it down.
I'm
And
actually a little worried that the staples aren't going to find purchase because,
well, you know what?
it's pretty hard plastic even on the soft bits.
There is something we can do to test that.
Okay.
And that's cut a bit of leather out and just do a test staple right down the center. Because that,
Right, we're not going to use that part.
yeah.
Can we, by the way, could we get a quick drink update?
Drink update?
What's
Drink
everybody
update.
drinking?
I found in the fridge a Phillips Iota, and it's the Pilsner, and I'm enjoying it.
Good stuff. They
Yeah.
make some good near beers.
These are the best near beers I've had from our local sort of. I think they're the biggest brewery in town now. I don't know if Vancouver Island Brewery is still competing on their same volume levels, but
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Just earlier this month, Vancouver Island Brewing shut down their entire production office
I'd heard they're for sale. Yeah.
and contracted with Phillips to be their producer. So Phillips is making all of Vancouver Island Brewing's beer.
Okay.
They've still got a microbrew, but 30% raise in their rental costs kind of does that to a business that's already operating on the margins.
Right.
Which is unfortunate. But
Anyways, so our big brewery here in Victoria makes a really good near beer.
and
Would love to try other delicious near beers if you know of any. But I had found it a struggle, like certainly finding good replacements for real beer when I wanted to take a break from consuming alcohol regularly.
It's a little bit like, decaffeinated coffee or something where it's like, it can be done well, but
Yeah.
it often isn't.
Yeah, it's often not. Yeah, it's often not in the best interests of the roastery or brewery to produce this. Like put their energy into producing this product, which is for a very niche customer base, right? As opposed to their like main products, which like are for the vast majority of people. But yeah, when you find a really nice decaf, it's also like, oh, thank you, right? Like this is fantastic, and they do make really nice decafs in a few spots.
my beer is from Moon Underwater Brewing.
Also local, Moon
And it is-
Underwater's Seaberry Haze
Yeah.
NE IPA.
Northeastern IPA.
What's a sea berry?
I'm not sure.
I believe it is I think it's the berries that come on kelp, but I could be wrong. One
Okay.
second, I just need to check another place for our spray adhesive.
All right, we're hunting down spray glue. One thing I'm actually a little disappointed about here is that when this project's finished, it's going to look indistinguishable from when it started. Oh, it's a little bit shinier, but when Ian said he was pulling out like a bag of leather, I immediately, for some reason, like Heather has leather scraps. I don't know why. I immediately was like, this is going to be strawberry red leather, right?
No, I'm more of a earth tones gentleman. So
Sure, fair enough.
if it's gonna be
If your chair is like blue, but then it has deep brown leather armrests, that'd be okay. I'd be all right with that.
oddly enough, the chair itself is brown. So it'll have,
Okay,
but
fair enough.
well, yeah, one is brown, one is black. This one is going on the black one.
All right.
Firehawk and Shaq
Ian,
getting
you've got
athletic.
one in one hand and one in the other. Do not drink from the thing of adhesive.
No,
Yeah, please no.
no, you do that once.
How many TTSF trips to the emergency room have we logged in the CTSF's history?
0, and the amount of blood that's appeared on screen has been less than what I can count on a single hand.
Incredible. All right, so we've got a pretty good record for safety so
Yeah.
far.
Well, we've got a good record for avoiding injury.
Okay.
Whether or not safety is involved, various chat members will have opinions on
Right.
that.
I am bringing home a new spinning blade homemade device that is now devoid of safety mechanisms.
But an increase and a lesson in responsibility of operation of dangerous equipment.
That's right.
I feel like measuring it by how many you can count on one hand might not be like the best way to measure safety.
You know what?
Don't worry about your other hand.
If I'm losing fingers, then that just means I need to keep the rates low. That's one more I can't lose.
That's right.
I did buy some new staples though for this, so we're going to be doing. We're not going to be going deeper than what is it, 5/16 of an inch.
Okay.
So let's just get a
staple. Yeah.
piece in there, and I'm going to actually do 2 hits of it because I have a feeling that I'm going to be stapling rather close. Let's get one in.
Yeah, my tolerance for staples requires I do at least 2 hits every time now.
Let's try it again. Okay, what's wrong here,
What's
buddy?
happening with the staple gun?
The single test staple I did yesterday seemed to be fine. Okay.
Did we just run out of staples? No.
No, staples are in there.
Okay.
And they are.
Does it have breadcrumbs and or
Coffee grounds in it?
Yeah. That seems to be the problem we've mostly been encountering today.
Hey, there we go.
Okay.
And then another one
Satisfying
right next to
tang coming out of the staple gun that time.
Maybe there's a reason this one was in the not the as-is section, but in the thrift shop. Okay, there we go. And
Yeah.
you know what? I think that's going to be fine.
Okay.
Seemed
That
pretty
is
solid.
Definitely going to be fine.
Yeah, it's. I'm not going to be putting that much force on it, and there will be more staples.
Right.
Looks like
distributing.
looks like the leather will fail before the staples.
Yes, that does appear to be the case.
Which is,
Yeah. So maybe some combination of the glue and the staples is a good plan.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, if nothing else, the glue is going to keep things in the right place.
Right.
So it'll look a lot nicer. So I think what we do here. Oh wow.
There's probably like an ideal amount of stretch.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and stretch too much.
Yeah.
But what I am going to do is spray down the top layer of this first,
Okay.
and then lay that down onto the leather, and then spread it out outwise from there.
I guess just you don't want to actually take off that outer coating.
No,
We're just
because
gonna cover it, right?
yeah, there's nothing underneath that other than just raw rubber.
Or the sort of gel stuff.
And the gel
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
So we're going to do that one, and let's just again double check our work just to make sure it's going to.
Now I'm just imagining that if like one of those little cracks opens up too much, it'll just like squirt gel out
That's
Like a good
enough.
size? Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
like a donut or something.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't want to do that. Let's just do this under the table.
Sure.
This stuff smells like ass. Okay. And we'll just set it down there. And grip your fingers until it. There we go. Okay.
Heart dries and hardens, yeah.
Yep. And
Yeah.
I guess.
It's like Ortolan. You do it under the table so it's out of God's sight.
Do I want to start at the edge like that? And I think I do, because the corners are going to be the hardest to not be, what do you call it? Bloused. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, we could be making a blouse, I suppose, but we're making some armrests right now.
So let's.
Are you gonna like fold it over or cut it or?
We'll cut after I'm done, I think.
Okay.
But I want to see if I can get this as smooth as possible before doing too much more to it.
Let me know if you need another pair of hands.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done this before, so
For sure, yeah.
this is a new
Unlike
experience.
unlike the coffee maker, you are allowed to have help. You don't have
That's
to do
only
it
because
alone.
we didn't read the manual
Yep.
that came with these armrests.
Well, I think I've already gotten myself into a situation here where the top is stuck where it is, but I think it looks pretty fine.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but it does look.
Looks
It is
pretty good.
leather, and it's
Yeah.
gonna look better. It looks better than it did before.
It already
that's
looks
for
better,
sure.
yeah. Certainly our choice of technique here does require that we commit to the initial placement of the,
Yes,
the armrest on top of the piece of leather.
more so than what I thought. So I think what I'm going to do is get the initial tacks in so that it looks the way I like it. And then we can worry about getting the structural tacks in. Thank goodness leather stretches nicely. Yeah, so that's, I've got to remember that all of this from there down is going to be hidden.
Right.
So
Is
I don't need
it
to.
is the increased width of that, like the increased thickness of that thing, gonna cause a problem mounting it back onto the chair?
Doubtful, but we'll find out when we get there.
That's a good question.
That's
though,
part of
Paul.
the test
Yeah.
fit.
Maybe we'll need to make sure that around that big spike there's not too
Yeah.
much extra material.
Yeah. I think going into this edge here like this is actually the right decision.
Okay, yeah.
'Cause
You're
that's-
having a bit of an easier time.
Much easier.
Nice.
Although maybe it's
Yeah, it's interesting. They're all they look the same color, right? Same as the leather, but there's two distinct types of rubber or plastic that are making this, and then the gel, right? There's at least 4 materials, like one covering it, and then two separate materials forming the kind of body that's holding the gel pad or whatever, or gel reservoir, the gel aquifer that's inside of that rubber shell.
so it's. I can peel a bit of it back,
Okay, we're doing an adjustment.
but not by much. Just wanted to get it a little bit flatter. That's what I'm looking for. And that's absolutely pulling away the gel on the inside too when I do that. So
Okay,
we can't
you
do
want
it
to be
too
really
much.
sparing, right?
Yeah.
With that movement. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get that in there. And then another one here. Okay, not bad. Let's get that over there. Another one in this area.
Yeah.
I think I should just buy a different staple gun, to be honest. Not much we can do today, but
Or like little, I mean, literally furniture tacks or what are supposed to be for this kind of stuff too, right?
yeah.
I remember being thwarted by a staple gun very much like that when I was like a little kid. You know, I was doing something with my dad, and you know, being a little kid, I was probably about 60 pounds or something, and just having to like literally put all my body weight on it to try to like get it to so I could pull it down without pulling it back, because it's weird because it's the way the lever is, you're sort of pulling it up and away from the thing in order to engage it. You sort of want the lever should actually be the other way around, but
Right. In order to get the most force on it, it sort of fights itself a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. That's a good hit.
Yeah, it's neat when you're teaching your kids something and it's like, you're like, yeah, okay, now push on this, and then sometimes you just get to go harder, and they may or may not be able to do it.
My one of my dad's fondest memories is him and I. There was an old fence, and we were taking this fence down, and again I was probably like 8 or 9 or something.
Right.
And he gave me like a little one of those, like a little teeny weeny, like a little sledge. It's like a 2-pound sledge or something.
Okay, yeah.
And I go bang, one hit, and the entire fence fell over
Oh wow.
because it was so rotten.
Nice.
Did your dad know that was what was going to happen? Like
No.
Okay. You had this plan to take the fence out, and your dad didn't know that a stiff breeze was about to do it anyway?
Yeah. It's just.
Well, you timed that chore correctly.
Yeah.
That's looking nice and round.
Yeah, there's some progress here for sure.
A little bit of.
You've got some folds, yeah. I don't know if you want to, if you're close to deciding on a trim, but.
I think before I get too
Okay.
trim happy, I'm going to start just make sure we've got a solid
Sure.
backing here.
Yeah, you want to do a tour around the whole thing first. That's
just to
fine.
make sure we're.
Could this be referred to as now you have a chair arms with fine Corinthian leather?
Quite honestly, possibly.
I don't know.
Because
what,
if
yeah,
I
is it
if I
from
if I
Corinth,
recall,
or-
that actually means nothing.
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
That was just something they made up for the ads.
Rich Corinthian leather. And
Yeah.
there's no particular Corinth leather, but
The cow doesn't have to come from Corinth in order to be a Corinthian leather,
Yeah.
or the leather worker,
nor does the advertiser.
or the processing facility. What about the shipper?
So it turns out stretching the leather makes it difficult to. When you've stretched it and glued it at the same time, that makes it difficult to move it around all the time. Come on. There we go. That's finally one in there.
Okay. Yep. You can't make a refurbished armrest without breaking a few staples.
No, apparently not.
Yeah. It's not as delicious as an omelet, but you know they have that thing in common.
Good God. I'm wondering, is it the staples that are the problem?
I mean, it could be. Does this staple gun require swing line staples?
I don't think so.
I think honestly, for the project that we're doing, this is just acceptable losses.
This is acceptable. Okay.
Yeah, like as the Warhammer 40,000 general looking on at this battle. You're the lieutenant. You're in there. You're losing a reasonable number of soldiers for the progress that we're making.
You
here,
know
I
what?
think.
I'll take it then.
Yeah, that's my impression after having. And I haven't stapled any of them, but I have touched the armrest and seen the stapler, and I think this might just be the clip that
correct.
we're gonna go until the project's done.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, speaking of Warhammer,
yes.
on Saturday we are going to be doing a Warhammer Kill Team stream
Correct.
Saturday, eh?
with
Kill
the
Team.
with the new Kill Team fourth edition, third edition,
Exciting.
We're calling it 2024 edition.
2024 edition. The new rule set that apparently streamlines a bunch of stuff, and they're no longer using shapes for sizes of things.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Sorry, what did we have before? We had big shape forms, and now
Well, no, before it was like a square means 3 inches, and
A triangle means 1 inch.
oh, okay.
Square means 3 inches. Circle means 2 inches.
Oh my God, have they changed it to just tell you how many inches?
Yes.
Oh wow.
You see,
Yeah.
a circle is 1 because it has one side.
a pentagon means 6.
Yes. Yes.
That was the other thing that was infuriating, is none of them actually made sense in terms of the number of sides.
Right.
It was
okay.
great.
Okay, well, I'm stoked that I missed that. I'm still in the Kill Team channel, or the Warhammer channel, and I've seen some update. I noticed that there was a new rule set that I think Cameron had posted, but I got intimidated by just the amount of work that I noticed it would be to paint an army, even for Kill Team.
Oh, yeah.
And so when Kill Team was first
Floated as an idea.
yeah, getting support among the base. I was like, yeah, let me get in. I've always wanted to play more Warhammer because I've only ever played Necromunda and Blood Bowl, and that was like in the 90s. And then it was like, oh god, this was so much work. And I thought back to actually painting my miniatures back when I was a kid, and I was like, oh yeah, that did take years. Maybe I'm not going to do this summer, but I've been keeping an eye on it. So it's nice to hear that like some quality of life adjustments are being made for those people.
Yeah. So we'll see. But that's Saturday evening, and there's a special with the new edition. They released a special scenario.
Yes, which is what we'll be playing.
Great.
So they want everybody to play. So we're gonna try that out.
Is it just two of you? It's Kill Team. Usually we for a Kill Team stream we see one game happen. Is that probably what's happening?
I
on
believe
Saturday,
at
or?
least
Okay.
we will be. Cameron and I will be fighting.
Okay. Nice.
The stealth suits got removed from the game, so I'm sad about that.
Oh no.
Okay.
But the Pathfinders remain, so I can at least still run some Tau for fun.
Okay.
So
your team is not defunct, but they've lost the main thing that you like about them, or something.
Yeah,
They've been
exactly.
nerfed.
Yeah.
Big nerf to the Tau.
Big nerf to the stealth suits.
Okay.
By just completely removing them.
Okay.
But it'll be Cameron and myself at the very least. I know Alex has expressed interest about joining us, but I don't know what the games are going to actually look like. So tune in on Saturday to find out.
Accidental segue, just because I saw how many staples were lost in this battle. And it made me think of the grim dark world of Warhammer.
Warhammer 40K. Well, that doesn't look great, but it doesn't look too bad either.
I mean, it looks better.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely looks better than when you started, even now, I would say.
So I'm going to do a quick test fit of this, and if this is happy, then I might just move to the second one.
Okay.
If this was Warhammer, though, that staple gun would be like twice as thick. And have like a etched bas relief of skulls and wings all over it.
For sure.
Firing my staple gun hot.
Yeah, no, it would be overheating too, right? Like
Yeah,
the
the
staple
staples
gun.
would be individually rocket propelled.
Yeah, and the gun would have like burned Ian's hand if he wasn't wearing a special glove.
Yeah, and a big chainsaw on the bottom.
That's
Yes,
right.
that's the important thing. There would be a chainsaw on it.
Yeah, there'd be a chainsaw on the staple gun for some reason.
Yeah.
We're not sure why, but there's a chainsaw here.
Man, let's be honest, Space Marines not doing a lot of their own reupholstering.
No. Every tool is there for.
They have a guy for that.
Yeah, defending the Imperium or whatever from all of the various enemies.
Reupholstery is heresy.
Yeah, the reupholstery's heresy. Okay, so
There we go.
Ian's next chore here is taking the armrest off of another one of these chairs that we have at the office so that we can do a test fit.
Yeah, I brought the right Torx screwdriver for it, but it just demands a specific angle.
Fair.
So,
So if anyone wants a side-by-side comparison from what the previous, what the armrest looked like when we got here versus the newly, here we go, we're using this camera.
let's go this way.
There we go, okay. The red light was on this one, so I thought we were over here. Okay, so here's the before. This is the before picture, girls. There we go. And this is after.
how did you...
Right?
I
Like,
like
it's
that.
not perfect, but it's pretty good, honestly. And this is Ian's first time doing reupholstering, maybe.
Yes, first time ever touching one of those things.
So many first times.
Where the heck did that other screw go?
How do we lose the screw? Oh, I got
there
it.
it is.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's right there.
My screws are so much longer at home.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna brag about the size of my screws
So-
here while we're...
Humble brags over here. My screws are bigger than the screws the office uses on its chairs. Oh, these armrests are different too. They're like
Yes.
way thinner.
Yes.
Okay, well maybe there's a correlation there.
Ooh, oh wow. This, I like the look of this.
Yeah. It appears to be fitting okay.
Mostly.
Nice.
Gonna see what it looks like when I button it up all the way. And
There's
then
no
we can-
gel in here. This one's just like hollow.
Ah, interesting.
Like it's got a little bit of
Yeah, that's the basic
cavity
edition.
in here just
A
to
lot-
kind of cushion some air.
Those armrests take pretty heavy duty punishment on our various streams.
Also, this rubber or leatherette or whatever wrapping is just loose. Like you can just take this off and examine.
Oh, so you
It's
can-
not completely hollow. It's got a foam inside. Okay, that feels
So
hollow.
that could be that could be reupholstered quite easily, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Or if the rubber did start to break down and crack, not that it's very likely to because it doesn't have gel on the other side, but if that did happen, you could just replace this part really easily.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some clips from Let's Nope and some other streams that would indicate that his chairs have taken some serious punishment.
They have had a hard life.
I think this armrest though is like built for the punishment a little bit. Like it's pretty
yeah.
simple, and also
The
this seems
mechanism that
pretty
holds the arms up, maybe not so much. One of the chairs, the arms have given up.
I think that these chairs may have been exposed to stresses outside of what you would normally find in an office environment. Mm-hmm. And we may have video evidence of that fact.
That's a fair assessment, to be sure.
It's possible that these were bad chairs in a previous life. They were reincarnated to be gamer chairs.
Like they were naughty.
Yeah.
They didn't hold their owners up properly, and now they have to live at the moon base. Chad's calling us out for subtweeting Adam.
To be honest, I don't know who it was, but I know that I have definitely seen some clips from Let's Nope where the boys put the chairs through the paces.
Yeah, it's fair. It's an exciting show. We have fun here on Tuesdays.
Self-tapping screws, not my favorite thing, but...
All right, Ian is steadily making progress reattaching this armrest to a chair over here.
I can't find the hole. Well, the internal hole. There's 2 holes. That's the problem.
Needs a little help, maybe?
There we go. Got it.
All right.
Okay. But also, it's all about comfort. No one's looking at my chairs but me.
I mean, you've got available, like, leather on there you can still trim away safely.
Just going to move camera 5 here, Paul. So that's what we're looking at
right
now.
Nice.
It's not bad.
So are we actually seeing the imprint of the are we seeing like a little bit of the like cracks from the underneath part?
No, everything you're seeing here is actually maybe that is and that is, but
yeah, I think we are a little bit. We can see like one of the maybe 2, definitely one of the like where the leather's folded over.
But the
I think
important
that's
thing is
acceptable if it doesn't bother your hand.
the feet. Like I'm not putting my hands on here. It's always elbow.
Yeah.
And upper arm, and that's gonna be just fine because that's not gonna break through the leather. It's going to continue to contain things, and it won't be sticky. So yeah,
and there's that I don't know that neat thing about leather where you sort of have that like slight, that the particular cow had a wrinkle there.
That's right. Yeah, sometimes you do just get like these imperfections, and I think probably some people like hunt that down. Mm-hmm. It's the feature.
Sometimes it can be a character feature.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can grip it. I can feel it. I'm not getting. The only stickiness is the residual the residual glue
on your hand.
I'm so bust up. Okay, so that's one down. Let's see if we can do the other one in a similar manner.
Did you get a little bit too much glue to the brain? Like, are we gonna make it through the rest of the stream? Or
we'll be.
You're gonna get home, okay?
Look, if you have a chance to make an Evangelion joke, always make the Evangelion joke.
Oh, okay, my bad. All right.
So
I heard you say I'm so bust up, and I'm like,
you're gonna swap that back to the other arm now? Or?
Yes, because this is mine. Yeah. I'm taking this home with me.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, you can't have it, Paul. This is my fancy leather armrest.
But we will swap that back. Good to know that this one pops back nicely. My other chair has this one, and this end has always been up, and it won't flap down.
Okay, but these ones are fine, yeah.
Yeah, these ones are not made in Italy, that's for sure.
They improved it slightly or something.
Yeah. All right, we'll finish that up off camera.
Sure. Okay.
So I think
glue
I can,
round 2, maybe?
Yeah, I think what I can do is actually use a lot less leather than I had there.
Okay.
So that seemed to be more than what was necessary. Where's a good place to cut from here? Not the place with a slash through it. I think
maybe do this spot. I don't know.
I think you're right. That to me appears to be a good area. Let's just trim that up and make that a little bit easier to work with too. God, that does cut well.
The pre-trim trim. Yeah, that little roller knife you've got has been doing this job.
Yep. Okay, so let's do. Go up to there, and up to there, and up to there. So.
Yeah, maybe you're trimming this.
Yeah, I
Either
think we're
way,
coming.
too.
Need is about 1.5 inches, so there. Freehanding. Always a good idea.
Measure 0 times.
Yep.
Cut as often as you like. That's how that expression goes.
Don't stop for nothing.
Just keep trimming.
Play.
Just keep trimming.
Play the hammer game. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to use this more often. Patent pending. Oh, come on. There we go.
Nice.
All right, and still some left over for future activities. So, okay, how do we want to...
I think last time you sprayed the glue all over this thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Do I want to do that again?
Right.
I think the answer is yes, to be honest, yeah. Let's just do that off screen. Again, in the place where no one can see. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, good, good, super tough adhesive.
Yeah, get that glue all over there.
Okay, and let's make sure it's nice and flat. Good enough. Okay. Let's get the corners first, actually, this time. And then we can work out from there. That seems like a good idea.
We can rebuild him. Make him faster. Stronger.
Fewer corners.
With fewer cards, that's right. Smoother. Sleeker. With one less wrinkle.
Oh, there we go. That's nicer. Come on, stretch it out.
Just keep stretching.
Good advice, generally.
Yeah.
You want to maintain your flexibility in
Yeah,
your old
stay
age.
flexy.
I'm certainly not.
No, I've been doing terrible. I watch TikToks of people stretching. Does that count?
It counts as something.
See activity that's like directed directly, like pointed directly at people who are like, hey, you want to work out more so that your body works for longer? Just do this as much as you can each day. It's like, yeah, you sure are doing that. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to work on my Slavic squat too these days.
Slavic squat?
Yeah.
So do you have to go to Russia
Well,
first?
some people
or-
call it the Asian squat, but
Okay.
it's the one where you get down and you keep your heels on the ground.
Right, okay.
Ooh, I'm actually just about there.
All right.
This isn't comfortable yet, but it should end up being comfortable.
I thought this was just called the natural squat, but maybe it's the same thing. Yeah.
I mean, I've heard it referred to as the Asian squat as well, but
Okay. All right.
thanks to Alex, we tend to have a lot of Slavic squat in the chat.
Gotcha. Yeah, that one. That one's one of the natural body movements that puts you into like a resting position, along with like sitting on the floor cross-legged. And
Yeah, 'cause
what's the other one?
As it is now, that is what is known in, I believe, the counterintelligence industry as a stress position for me.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So it's like these are supposed to be, it's like deep sitting positions or whatever. There's like one other than like sitting cross-legged and squatting, which they're all sort of supposed to be like.
Now, when you say cross-legged,
able for typical able-bodied humans to do.
when you say cross-legged, are you talking crisscross applesauce
Yeah,
or
yeah.
full lotus?
Maybe those are the other two that I'm thinking of. That's like sort of in an ideal world, your body can do this stuff.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
In an ideal world.
Yeah.
Good. If I were to be fighting a land war in Asia with this particular gun, or this staple gun, I would absolutely be tossing it into the jungle like an M16, because this is the amount of successful shots fired versus what's in the clip is, it ain't good. But yes, you've got more experience with a staple gun than I do, so maybe my expectations are just too high.
No, you probably could get a better staple gun that would result in fewer sacrifice staples.
Fewer misfires.
Yeah, fewer misfires. So if that's worth the time to go find another tool or just something that we want to do before we finish this project, I think that's acceptable. But certainly, like when I see 45 staples dead so that like 15 could go in, I definitely would, in my experience with staple guns in general, I don't think like, well, that's just unacceptable. You know, I more think like, yeah, those staples were doomed.
That's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a couple in a row that are good,
Yeah.
and then...
Like, do you know how many spermatozoa don't make it to the egg?
In my case, 100%.
Right, millions.
Yeah. Now that said, if you're living in BC, Canada. If you're living in Canada, congratulations. You get free birth control for life now. They just signed that.
Oh, wow.
It went through the Senate with no changes.
Fantastic.
So diabetes medication and birth control are going to be good things to, well...
Available.
Yeah, yes, available for free in certain... I don't know if it's in all situations, but certain ones... Canada
Maybe
doing
there's an income threshold or
good
something.
for once.
Right?
Oh, obvious, yeah. Means testing. Boo, hiss. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just add another.
It's not just that they don't go into the object you're trying to staple, it's that they break the machine.
Yeah, inside the machine like that.
Yeah. It's a lot of stress, right? For the staple gun.
Yeah.
Trying to do its little job. Got put together at the factory. It was told these staples were going into paper.
It feels weird to have it that close to your fingers as you...
Right. Yeah, let me know if
Let
you
it
want me
rip,
to
but-
stabilize it or anything. I'm not going to put my hands in until they're called for, just so you've got the best chance of understanding
Appreciated.
what you're what's going on physically around you. Yeah.
That'll hold. And I think that's going to be our wrap around the end.
What do you think, chat? Is Ian working harder than Dr. Frankenstein had to? Let us know in the YouTube comments whether you think that Mary Shelley's Frankenstein required as much work as staple gunning the new skin onto the armrest.
It's mostly secure.
Sorry, Paul.
I was just, I was not aware of the upholstering part of that story. Yeah.
Well, Frankenstein has a skin, doesn't it? The Frankenstein's monster. How did that skin get there?
It's true. It's true.
Oh my
Staple guns, apparently.
I guess that's how. Yeah, that's how he attached all the bits of him together.
Less staples, but more lightning. Yeah.
Wow, you know what? We might actually be done here.
Oh no, did we meet the end of the staple gun? That is a real concern when you're doing these kinds of things, right?
The staple gun is, well, it's jammed. So we're going to attempt to unjam it in the most safe way possible
Excellent. Hey, the hammer's out.
with a gentle tap. Or is...
Oh, something flew off over here.
Oh yeah, staples.
Okay, great.
Gentle tap of the staple gun in the crotch.
Welcome to TTSF, where we're...
Hey.
Hey, I found the spring from the toaster.
Hey, great!
Or the coffee grinder. Hell yeah.
No,
That's such good news because I assumed it was inside the coffee grinder, but it's
Oh,
not.
yeah, now you don't have to find it.
Now, yeah, I was never going to find it if I didn't hear. That's dope.
My father would have called that a calibrated tap. I was recently introduced that it is the engineer's solution.
Engineer's solution.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I was disappointed that we didn't solve our toaster the engineers way. So I kind of, I'm gonna be honest, like, yes, the toaster working is good, but my main hope for showing
You
up
wanted to
time
hit
was-
something with a hammer.
Well, I didn't even need it to be me. I just kind of wanted the toaster to get hit with a hammer so we could, see all the guts inside, like, spread out across
Yeah.
the table like confetti. Yeah, those are good moments,
It can
too.
be fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a lot of fun just to take things apart, and That's kind of how I started this show.
Tom in chat believes that I was told there would be a hammer. It was me. I was the one who told myself there would be a hammer. Also, multiple people in chat calling that technique percussive maintenance.
That's also a good one.
That's a nice one.
Good Lord. It's like it takes apart the staple and then just leaves it.
Yeah.
I've only got a few more to go here, too, and that's the worst part of it all. Okay,
Like, maybe there are really good staple guns. Like, there might be, like, if you spend the most money on the staple gun, it's not so bad. But this isn't the brand we had when we were redoing the Ottoman. And it's just, like, I can remember we bought a new staple gun for it. And then by the end of the project, we were just like, I hate this thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I've gone through, like, 4 packs of staples.
I have definitely seen staple guns that, like I was saying, have like the handle reversed so that you're pushing down actually on the correct part of the staple gun.
Ah, okay.
Okay, yeah. Right, because the force being transferred through the machine is not helping. Right, like
Yeah,
you're
like
trying to hold this thing steady while you're applying force to the opposite corner of where the staple's coming
you're
out.
inherently pulling it sort
Yeah.
of. Oh, you're levering it like away from the thing while pushing it towards it.
Yeah.
So I think...
great.
Oops.
All right.
There you go.
Time to move camera 5 again.
Hello, Foshi. So I
Okay.
think this one, I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Again, that's going to be, there's a little bit of bubbling in the front, but not much.
And so you're going to trim off the bottom stuff.
I don't even think I'm going to.
You might not even need to. Yeah.
I think I'm just going to...
You could if you want.
I could, but it fits in the, it fits inside the hole. So no reason to get rid of it in my mind.
Perfect.
You know what?
And now we're done.
What a great way to signal that we're done here. Folks, thanks so much for watching Tinker Tailor Solder Fry this week. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you. I want to thank once again Paul for producing the show here for us, and for Nelson to hang out with us, and for the project. It's been a...
I found the spring.
Yay! Yeah. Sorry. Had something added to the shopping list. Dope.
Okay.
Well, it turns out the keg at home has been fully tapped, so oops.
Whoops.
That said, if you like what you see, check out loadingreadyrun.com for links to all the things we do. A reminder, if you want to help us out, you can help us out at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun is our preferred method. And of course, we will see you in 2 weeks' time. See you in a fortnight. Never in fortnight. Ever forward. Learning out of spite. Good night.